Good afternoon. Joseph Martinez, Principal Architect at Martinez Corporation and the designer of the Cesar Chavez Higher Ed Center in Barrio Logan. What I'd like to do is give you a tour of our new facility and share with you some of the exciting features of this project. One of the more exciting features of the new Cesar Chavez Higher Ed Center is the big book. And what was particularly compelling is that given that this is an educational facility, we have a number of opportunities to capture the Latino experience in America. What is it to be a Mexican American in the second half of the 20th century going into the 21st century? So you see here on my left-hand side we have a bio of Cesar Chavez. That way everyone knows who this man was and what he did for Chicanos, and then likewise what his contribution was to the American society. Next to it, I have a Latino timeline starting at 1900 going all the way to 2015. And I put it in segments of a decade. So each decade, you can see some of the highlights that occurred in this country. Following that, you'll see 4 quotes that were from Cesar Chavez and Dolores Huerta. And those quotes focus on education. The big book also has an interesting feature. As the book opens up, you can see the radial ceiling lighting and how it reflects in the black granite floor, and how the opening up of the big book presents a set of ideas. The ideas of Cesar Chavez, the ideas of the Latinos in America, and the idea of upward mobility vis-a-vis education. One of the more interesting aspects of the Cesar Chavez Continuing Ed Center is the grand staircase. What's particularly interesting is that it appears to float. The black granite juxtaposed against the black granite floor, and then the horizontal stainless steel risers give the sense that it's floating or levitating. You'll also notice in the ceiling that there's images of mathematics and sustainability and zero and nature, democracy and vote, but also Machu Picchu, Teotihuacan, and Pueblo Bonito. All those are World Heritage Sites in the Americas done by the indigenous people, and they're reflected in this cosmic sky. This is one of the general purpose classrooms up on the 3rd floor. And one of the things that we wanted to do was give each room its own character, its own personality. And one of the ways to do that is through the windows. So you'll see a number of windows that have different shapes and characteristics. The one on my left, United Farm Workers, gigantic eagle, 30 feet long. It's an opportunity for the students to walk into the room and experience something unique in Barrio Logan. On the 3rd floor, we have this outdoor terrace, about 3,000 square feet. It has magnificent views of San Diego Bay, Pacific Ocean, Coronado Bay Bridge, but also of downtown and Point Loma. And here's an opportunity for this terrace to engage the environs of downtown. As you see along this platform, there are 4 discs that have stone, and each of those discs actually correspond to the 4 columns that are part of the red wall. One of the very important program elements of this facility is the Allied Health Program, and even in this room, you still want to engage the community. You still want to be able to see out. You still want to have that view of the community, and likewise the community have the view of the building and the program elements that are inside. And whether it's Allied Health or ESL or Small Business Incubator or Business Information Technology, all those programs on the perimeter of the facade, the skin of the building, its face, view out with its eyes the windows to say welcome. We're in the Business Information Technology room, and one of the things that you see here and in the other classrooms, including the Cisco room, is the use of computers for the lessons and being part of that World Wide Web. In the 21st century, it's all about technology, and they're going to get all of it here. We're on the north facade along Cesar Chavez Parkway, and behind me is the little placita, which is the entry from the northeast corner of the campus. In the middle portion here, we have a turquoise slit which views out towards the city. And then the middle portion has 4 vertical windows with 4 little square windows up above. And then the district's logo, their seal. And what's going on here in terms of the oral storytelling tradition it's 2 against 2, playing that soccer game with the rubber ball and hitting it through the hoop. And what game are they playing? They're in pursuit of knowledge, getting their education and going up and down the staircase that's behind this facade in order to develop the skills that they need to participate in the 21st century. As you'll notice here on the far right-hand side, we have the red facade. And what's particularly exciting about this facade is that it has a whole story behind it that is just terribly exciting. You can see that it's profiled as the number 2. But if you take the little square up above as 0, then it's 20. Mayan numerology is base 20. It's a red wall. The wall is actually a lowrider car. And you can see the hydraulics that are on it because of the stainless steel columns. And you can further tell that it's a car because it's kicked back and has a blue neon sign underneath. And you know that it's cruising because it's actually tilted and it's curving to downtown. And that's where everything is, downtown. But another part of it is when you take that shape, it's Kukulkan, the most powerful deity in the Mayan universe, or later Quetzalcoatl for the Aztecs. And Quetzalcoatl or Kukulkan, breathing the oral storytelling tradition that you find inside the lobby. You saw the murals on the ceiling. You saw the big book. You saw the grand staircase. All of that is part and parcel to a set of ideas that have been on this continent for the last 10,000 years. And so taking those ideas, we present them inside and reveal them to the outside.